Hello fellow tankers, this is Dauntless, and today I'm going to be playing a game on Mannerheim Line, I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm going to be playing in my Tier 10 Soviet rear-mounted medium tank, the K91, and my brother is going to be in his AMX M454. Now, for those of you that have been current on my channel, you probably saw the Bushwanker video I posted just about a week ago, playing in my Shadow Mutts. Now, I'm going to show you how to play the position I showed in that map, which is actually on the mini-map here at A0 up in this corner. It's a super overpowered position, and I'm going to show you how to use that position really well using a tank with great camouflage and a great gun like the K91. This is actually the best game that I had in my K91 so far, and it was just too good of a replay to pass up. So right off the bat, my brother is going to the south. He's in his AMX. The thing is, it's a decent heavy tank. It's got really good frontal armor, but the side armor is paper, so you can't really side scrape effectively with it, and its gun doesn't have a whole lot of penetration, meaning going up against tanks like the E100 and the Type 5, he's going to really have his work cut out for him. So this bush right here is a great place to push just right off the bat, just because you'll have shots into anything that pushes where that 50 TP is, and also you'll be able to shoot things that are possibly spotted. Our light tank is pushing in. Good chance that he's going to spot something in G6, which he did. I'm going to take a shot there. Really unfortunate. I should have led that just a little bit better. But early in the game like this, you want to just kind of lay back and see what the enemy is going to do. Good chances are that that 50 TP is going to spot that AMX or that the new tank. I actually don't know what it's called, the KPZ 50 or whatever the thing is called. Let's see here. It's called, I'm looking on the wrong, KPZ 50 ton. So Conway gets lit. I'm trying to weave another shot into him. I'm actually going to spend a lot of ammo here, which I actually regret. Actually, do I? I'm not really sure if I actually spent ammo on this game. I was thinking, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Alright, so the AMX is lit. Let's see if we can weave a shot into him. Don't really have the gun depression over the front of the tank, and I'm not going to risk getting lit. If I had an easier shot, I probably would have taken it, but I am going to get the assist for this. So far the game is even, right? We're 1v1. It looks like the southern flank is doing alright. They're not able to really push out. The Type 5 and the E4 are down there. They're not really being super aggressive, and it looks like we have a little company now. 50 TP and the M60 have decided to push up. The M46 Patton is right behind them, and the 1390 is over here as well. Now, I'm going to try to help these guys brawl out a little bit. It's kind of, this tank is very uncomfortable to brawl with. Let's see, no shot there. The reason this tank is uncomfortable is because you really want to side scrape so you don't give away the front of your tank really often. And with the suppressive rate of fire that this thing has, it's going to be really important to go for as many tracking shots as possible. So here I'm not sticking out, I'm actually driving forward and I'm tracking the 50 TP in place. That guy made a poor move by driving out so suddenly like that. He's actually probably gonna get himself killed being tracked out like that. I'm going to try to help, but I decide it's in the best interest to run. The Tortoise is pushing, which is good, but he's in a position that's going to get himself farmed. I decide, okay, I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer, and I'm going to try to help. Put a shot into the side of the M60's turret. But it's just a matter of time. They have 6 vehicles there, and we have 3. Make that 2. And it's just a matter of time before they completely overtake us. Now, the south has been won. And so these guys are both one-shots. If I stay there, when those 2 tanks die, they're just going to all swarm me, and I'm going to maybe get 3 or 4 shots in before I die, and I really don't have anything behind me to protect me. So I'm going to go ahead and take the wide route here, like I showed in the other video. You're going to want to hug the very edge of the map here. And I decide, okay, am I going to get a shot in? When you take this position, you have to give yourself enough lead. Just, you know, that flank could fall at any time, and if you get caught with your pants down trying to get into this position, you're not going to be able to utilize it correctly because everyone's going to know you're there, including Artie, which is not a good thing. Alright. Most likely Artie's not watching me right now, and so I'm going to go ahead and just knock as many of these trees down as I can to give myself cover. And the reason I'm doing this is once your position is known here, everyone's going to start blind firing this location when you're unspotted. And so by giving yourself a wide amount of bushes to hide in by knocking those trees down, you can actually sit in different areas and take advantage. So now I'm going to just sit here and wait and see what the A-line is going to do. We have won the southern flank, and it's 4v5 in the opponent's favor. So we are down one vehicle. This map is super awkward when you're pushing from this base, the northeastern base. The northeastern base has a very, very hard time pushing across this opening here because tank destroyers are very notorious for sitting up in here and camping, and driving across this very, very long opening stretch is a huge disadvantage when you're trying to push out with a slow heavy tank. Whereas they have a little bit of an advantage because once they push up here, it's a relatively short distance that they have to cross, and tank destroyers really don't have anywhere to sit. Alright, so now we're going to get a little action here. I'm going to kind of fall back and double bush here, and I'm going to switch to my heat rounds just because I want to make sure that these go into the tortoise, even if I don't land directly into his weak spot. I'm going to just drive forward here, spot these guys. This tortoise is driving towards me, and he has some pretty nasty DPM, so my goal is to definitely take him out before anything else at this point. Alright, we were able to connect quite a few shots in a row there. The AMX is pushing up. I put a blind shot in just because I'm hoping to connect, and I have to be really, really careful that I don't get lit by this pattern here. I decide, alright, it's time to adjust my focus, and I had a heat round there. I don't know if I completely bounced or maybe it was absorbed by his tracks. I didn't give enough lead because he was backing up, and we're going to just finish him off here. Perfect. Alright, the AMX 1390, I don't know if he actually knows if I'm up here or not. This tank has really bad gun depression over the front, so I have to make sure I turn my tank if I want to get enough gun depression to face this guy. I'm going to put one more into his turret there, and I should be able to finish him off here. I'm still not lit, which is awesome. I am really, really close to this guy. Let's see. Let's drive up. We do want to finish this guy because we don't want to get lit by him, and it might come down to me pushing down to kill him so I don't lose my position. Alright. Not a bad result. So the GW did push in and take care of that guy. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, alright, this isn't such a great game. Yeah, you have 4,000 damage, but you ran away, you're hiding in the back, and this should be a really easy win for you guys. No, not necessarily. They still have a lot of tanks, and they have a lot more HP than we do. It is an 8v8. I decided, alright, the South is starting to win. It might be in my best interest to push down and help them. But one thing, if you've been paying attention to the minimap, is that K91 has been lit only once, and he is sitting in the south. Good chances are that guy is still full life. Full life K91 with that kind of camouflage is going to be extremely hard to dig out. I decide to push up here and see if I can maybe take out this M60 since he's so low on health, and then just my own common sense kind of kicks in. Alright, if I expose myself here, there's a good chance I'm going to get rushed and killed, especially with Artie being able to track me and not having a completely traversable turret. It's still very, very close, and I'm not really liking what I'm seeing in the south. My brother is communicating with me over Discord, and I know he's telling me, hey, this isn't looking good down here. He's struggling very, very much to penetrate those super heavy tanks, and for good reason. The gold rounds on the AMX just isn't really up to snuff. He can really abuse softer vehicles, but when it comes to hard vehicles like the Type 5, he just can't really do anything unless he has their flank. So I get myself back into this defensive position. My brother is all by himself down there now. The E100 is finished off, but the Type 5 and the T110 E4 is still alive. Now, he's a very, very competent player, so I trust that he knows what he's doing and that he's going to be able to take care of those guys down below. My job is to finish these guys, and again, they have an advantage now, and they're most likely going to push in aggressively. We're going to try to get a shot into the scent. We fail, unfortunately. We should have just waited for that shot until he gave us a better angle. Missed again. This is when every single shot that you fire really matters. Alright, so he took out our Leopard PTA. Now it's down to just Artie, me, my brother. And it looks like he was able to clean up the south really, really well, which is awesome. We're going to go ahead and abuse this K91, our counterpart. We're going to just get as many shells into him as possible, and he ducks down below. I'm not going to be able to spot him now because he is in a little depression. There are some bushes there, and it's just the two of us. Now, I'm not exactly sure how much HP my brother has left at this point, but I'm assuming it's not a whole lot. He just brawled it out with a bunch of guys. I'm really proud of the fact that he was able to take out so many enemies. We're sitting at 5k damage with 600 assist. Let's make it a better game than we can. If I push out now, the chances are those 3 medium tanks will completely swarm me, and it's just not going to be a great way to farm a lot of damage and to try to get this win. We still have 5 minutes on the clock, and it's just a matter of time before these guys push in. My brother is going to be very, very exposed. He is vulnerable. I believe he's sitting very, very low on HP, and if something gets behind him and flanks him, I believe he is a one-shot, so he has to be really careful of that. And he's been communicating with me. He's like, hey, I think maybe that M60 is going to come for me. Just sit here and watch the base. I'm going to turn around and watch behind me. So he's just kind of sitting there waiting for something to flank him. And this is just a waiting game. Artillery is going to continuously blind fire this position because they know I'm here. Even though I haven't been lit, I have been shooting things. Alright, so Jake is on 52 HP, which is just an easy shot for just anything. And this Tier 9 already is making my life hell up here. He's hit me twice now. First time for 374, second time for 309. It sounds like other vehicles are trying to blind fire this location as well. And this is where knocking down those trees really does benefit. I'm going to be able to actually drive down lower than the Artie's going to be firing. He's going to most likely think I'm sitting up high, and this will allow me to have vision while not getting spotted. Alright, in perfect read, my brother predicted that the M60 was going to drive up and catch him off guard, and he was able to connect a shot and penetrate the M60, which is a hard thing to do clutch with a derpy gun like the AMX has, and he was able to confirm the kill. Alright, so the Artie did blind fire. Again, I only took 53 damage at that point because I was far enough away from the blast radius. And we're just going to have to sit here and wait and see what happens. Jake is still at 52 HP, and we are at 800. This K91 has a decent amount. I actually don't know how much the Scent has left. I'm assuming he probably has around 600 or 700 HP left. We come over, and Jake gets penned. Unfortunately, he got hit in the side, it looks like. And this Scent is in the open. It looks like we probably tracked him or disabled him. And we're going to drive forward and just see what happens here. This K91, I figured would have pushed me there. That Scent made a very brave move, pushing and shooting and killing my brother right there. It was a very good play on his part to take that, a threat out. But at the same time, it's just he got himself lit and now he's exposed to me. So the Artie does splash me there. He doesn't do any damage to me, which is great. I'm stunned. I'm not going to waste my kit now just because there's a chance Artie's going to hit me again when I finally do decide to make my push. This K91 decides to push me, and I just want to point out a really crucial mistake that this guy just made. So he is pushing us taking the high ground. I guess maybe that would be the good decision to make. He should have come up higher to catch me off guard. That would have been the right play to make. The other thing he could have done is pushed really low and get underneath me, just because he's playing the same exact vehicle as I am. These things, while they do have good gun depression over the side, it's still a flat tank, and if you put yourself in this awkward situation where you're up high, you're just going to struggle to hit things once they get below you. I situated myself up on the high ground so that when he does push me, now all I have to do is get below him, and he's put himself into a very awkward position. Now, I thought I tracked him there, but I didn't. This guy makes a mistake of not traversing. I fired again, I'm able to track him, and now it's just a matter of dodging artillery until I finish this guy off. Just that insane rate of fire is enough to finish this guy off. And now all I have to do is kill Artie. Now there's 2 minutes on the clock. I'm actually going to just fast forward this. I should have just used my kit there. And this is actually really, really depressing because I'm sitting at 7,000 damage, which is one of the best games. Well, it is the best game that I've had in this vehicle. And I'm thinking either artillery is hiding down here, which I decide to go for. But then I'm like, okay, if he's not there, I'm not going to be able to make it up here in time. And I just assume that most Artie hide up here, and I'm going to push up here to see if I can flush him out. Really wanting extra damage. Really wanting that win, but unfortunately, it was a draw. Really, really depressing that I wasn't able to get the win. on this game. My brother had 5 kills, and I had 3, 7,000 damage, and we took what would have been a loss, I'm almost certain, to a very close win if we didn't run out of time. So overall, just a really useful way to utilize and abuse that location at A0, as long as it stays in the game. It's just such a powerful position, especially if you're playing a tank that has good camouflage like this, or low profile tank destroyers like the STRV, the UDES line. All of those vehicles are going to just destroy if you sit in that position. So yeah, hopefully you found this information useful. If you did, give it a like down below, and if you haven't, subscribe to my channel for more content like this in the future. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.